Yeah, hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Here all we do is photography, everything relating to photography. If you're interested in learning how to shoot, color grade your image, retouching your skin properly and all of that, consider hitting the subscribe button so that whenever we post educative videos like this, you don't miss anything. Okay, so basically today this video is just the cleaning up of this image. So I took this image a few weeks ago, and I just want to use it to demonstrate how I was going to retouch it. So already I had processed the raw image. So if you've not seen the video on how I processed this raw image before bringing it into Photoshop, I just put a link in the description so that you can just see that one and then know how you can process your raw images, because processing your raw images is like setting the foundation for the retouching. Okay, so basically when we do that, I use Capture One, I use Camera Raw, I use Lightroom, but for this tutorial I used Capture One. I just kind of like Capture One. It has its own reasons, but I will not say that here, but I prefer to use Capture One though. So you can check out that video before coming here. So basically now I want to get into retouching this image. So you can see this is a full body portrait of this beautiful lady I took, and so I'll just show you how I'm going to touch this. Now, bonus tip for those of us who have just small spaces, who shoot in small spaces or use small backdrops, you can have issues like this. So I'll show you how to fill up all of this, blend in the background properly, and then everything looks good in the long run. Okay, I've already done it here, but I'm just going to redo the process again. All right then, so let's just go into Photoshop. All right then, so first thing I'll do is I'll duplicate this background layer so that I'm sure I'm not working destructively. I want to work non-destructively. So I will highlight this part and then fill it. So come here, you can just choose content aware, make sure it's in normal 100%, and that's all. Then just click OK. So it should fill up this layer. And sorry if there's some noise in the background. Where I am is a bit noisy, my apartment is a bit noisy, so please just bear with me. Okay, all right, so this should take a while. It's not supposed to take too long, but these days my system has been lagging, so I don't know. All right, this is good. So you do the same thing for this part. Just mark out what you want and then click fill. All right, that's good. So it just take a while, take a second probably. Let's hope it doesn't take too long. All right, so let's go. So once you do this, all right, you have this then. So this is the beginning part of how to fix this. This is how you started, but then you still have this irregularities in the backdrop here. So what you do is you come to your patch tool and then just highlight what you don't like, and then just replace it with something that you like, so it blends there off. So just highlight what you don't like and do this, highlight what you don't like, do this, highlight what you don't like, do this. I shot this on a material, not a paper backdrop, so I want to leave this line. I just like it there. Some people might want to take it off, but me, I also want it. I want to have that material feel kind of backdrop thing, so I'm just going to leave that there. So you can just take off what you don't like. It's basically what you don't like. So I'm filling out these sides, filling out all of these sides, all of these sides. Okay, we have this too, we have this probably here. Okay, just take your time, clean up your backdrop, do the things you want to do, and have your backdrop looking good. So you can see the before and the after. If you want, you can still just bite in some more, but me, I just want to leave that part there. I want that material feel to be there. All right, so I'm going to leave that line. I'm going to leave this guy. All right then, so that being done, the next thing we want to do is come in close and then work on her skin. As you can see, this is the beginning of the skin retouching. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to clean the blemishes on this skin. All right, so first of all, I'll create a new layer. This is the new layer. Let's just call it blemish removal. Blemish removal. All right then, so first of all, what I do is I'll take my healing brush tool. Now The thing is, I like to use, some people use the spot healing brush too, but sometimes this is because I like to use this one when the blemishes are not much like this. But you can see there's so much blemishes on her face, but when you have just like few pimple spots and all of that, you can just use this guy. But me, I like to use this one because this one gives you more control over what you're shading off, what you're removing. Okay, so make sure the brush is very small. Make sure the brush is very small. And then how it works is, make sure here is set to current and below, and you're working on this layer. So all you do is just highlight the points that you want to use to cover up the blemish, and then just paint off that part, and it goes away. You can see, highlight the point and then paint off that part. Very nice and gentle. So a lot of people ask me how my retouching, how my pictures look so natural, like it's almost as if they didn't even retouch it. And this is the trick. You just have to take your time to keep it as subtle as possible. The thing about retouching is, don't do too much. Some people might just just go so fast, and in the long run you're having an image that looks beat, that has been touched, that looks so retouched. It takes away the naturality in the image. So try as much as possible to use subtle touches to just fix up the blemish areas. Okay, now this is the before and this is the after. You can see this is the before. You've taken away the blemishes, but you don't do too much. Just leave the picture as natural as possible. That's the goal of a good retouch. All right, so that's all you just do. But because of this tutorial, I might not go through all of it. I'll just show you how it goes. Just this, like that. That's what you use. Just use this guy, the healing brush tool. Make sure you're on the blemish removal layer, and click, just sample an area using Alt, and then paint where you want to treat. Just easy like that. That's all. It's very simple. Sample an area, then paint off where you want to fix. It's easy like that. All right, so another bonus tip I'll give you is how to see the blemishes properly. Sometimes it might be difficult because the blemishes, the light hitting the face and all of that. So what you do is come down, come to create a black and white adjustment layer, and take down. All right, let me zoom out a bit so that you can see this. All right, okay, take down the reds. Yeah, take down the reds like this, and then take down increase the yellows, or take down the yellows too. Just play with it and see. For this image, I will take down the yellows a bit so that I can see anything that shines, that is pointed, that shines like a dot, is a blemish. So this is what your ordinary eyes might not really see, for those people who use some kind of monitors. But with this technique, you can see everything. So you have to just keep adjusting it and looking for what you don't want to see until the face is good. So for this one too, but when you want to edit, make sure you're on the blemish layer. Make sure you're on the blemish layer, and then you just do as I told you. Let the black and white be up, let the blemish be here. So you're on the blemish layer, take your brush tool, your healing brush tool. Now let's fix some of these ones too. So just mark an area you like and then paint. All right, fixes that. Mark an area you like and paint. It's just very easy. Just be subtle with it. Don't just use the spot healing brush tool to touch everywhere. It's going to leave some kind of what's it called? It's going to make the skin look so soft. It's not going to have that naturality anymore. So just take your time and do this. Especially if you're working for some kind of professional portraits where you know the pictures are probably going for some kind of maybe editorial online, something like that. You can just take your time to do that. So you can see this is the before and this is the after. So if I turn off this guy, so that's it. So I don't know, probably if I can turn this into an action on how I work my backgrounds and then fix my skin, I'll do an action for you and then keep it so that you can just use the action to, once you bring your portraits, your pictures into Photoshop, the first thing is fix your background, and then the next thing is also retouch fix the blemishes on the skin. So let me just rename this as background fix. Sometimes it might not be necessary, this guy might not be necessary, but if you need to use it, then it's just to duplicate the background layer and then fix before you remove the blemish. Okay, so I've already done this process and I'm just going to use it while we go forward This is my own, so let me just delete this, guys. This is what I've already done to fix up all of this, like that, and this will fix up her face. So as you can see, the face is not looking, there are no blemishes on the face. This is the before, this is the after. So I've fixed up all of that. I can still fix up some more just here. This is just to make the skin look clean and natural, but when you go and use the spot healing brush tool, it becomes a long story. So this is what it looks like. So this is what I do before I go into my frequency separation or dodge and burn, irrespective of whatever technique I want to use to fix the image, to blend the skin tones. But this is what I do first. Okay, so let me just give you a bonus one also here. This is how I fix the eyes. If I want to work on her eyes, I'll create a vibrance adjustment, take down the saturation, do this. Okay, just invert it, take up my brush tool, reduce the size, make sure it's set to white, and then paint in her eyes. Paint the adjustment to whiten her eyes like this. So you can see, simple trick, just whiten her eyes. All right, so when you do this, in order for the eyes to be properly lit white, you can put some blues in it. Let's go for a photo filter. Just go for a cooling photo filter. Cooling, you can use cooling 82, and then all you have to do is replace the marks with this one. Just hold Alt and drag this one up, so it replaces and puts the blues there. But the blues is looking already too fake. She's looking like an alien already, so you have to reduce the opacity, not too much. Remember, the goal is not to do too much, just keep it subtle and clean. I'll still do another tutorial on how I work on her eyes, because I'm going to enhance all of this makeup, the pencils, the eyeshadows and all of that. But for this is how I'm just going to clean her eyes. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and please, if this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, share it so that somebody else might be able to see who needs this kind of help. All right then, so I will also do the full photo retouching of this, the full picture retouching of this, so that will be in the next video. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just splitting it into parts. Okay, so that will be the part 3, I guess. The part 1 was the processing the image in Capture One. This is the part 2. Then the part 2 will be the skin retouching, and then if it's not too long, then the part 4, there will be a part 4, which is going to be the color grading and how to improve the highlights, dodge and burn, and all of that. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss this kind of content if you like photography content like this, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care, my friend.